What's going on, guys? It's me, Fan 2016 here, and today we have the GeminiJets April 2024 releases for you guys. You get to see what GeminiJets has for April 2024, unlike last year where it's just like a very tiny set. But we have the April 2024 releases for you guys, so excited to check it out. As you can see, let's take a look at these featured releases previews, because they added a few feature releases like this Qantas A220, and then you got a Lufthansa Cargo A321 P2F, and then a Reno Air MD-80, and then like a Delta MD-80 as well. Looking very nice. And then you got all the other stuff. They also added like LATAM 1200 and a 1200 Reno airplane. You got all the various 767s. Nothing has changed so far, but we'll just have to wait and see when we get into the releases. So not gonna waste further time on checking more stuff. We're gonna get straight into this. Let's take a look at February/March. So nothing much really is out of stock. Everything is buying out in the 1/400 scale. However, at the last minute after they released their February/March, they added the Hawaiian 787-9, and I gotta say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Looking very nice, and yeah, love that beautiful plane. And then you got the PSA Retrojet. I think it overall looks very nice. The IAE engine should be well proportional, so that should be good. So yeah, that's pretty much stuff on the 1 to 400 realms. And then you got like the 1 to 100, which unfortunately the flaps down Airfresh 777-300ER is already sold out. So let's take a look at that. So this is what it looks like right there. Looking very nice. And yeah, that's basically it. So nothing really too special, like nothing really to go over too much. I will say, well, an additional note, the Delta 757 1-200 model looks so nice in the widget livery. So yeah. So now we're already at our 1/400 April 2022 release. Not 2022, I was just thinking of something else. April 2024 releases. So here we are, the 1/400 GeminiJets April 2024 releases. So I'm excited to see what GeminiJets has to offer for this month, and hopefully, I hope it's a much more better set compared to April of last year. So with that being said, let's get into the releases, shall we? So we're gonna start things off. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna get started. Let's see what we have first. We have an Air France Hop Embraer E190-100 STD. And this is what it looks like. I think this is like an Embraer. Yeah, it's an E190. I think that's like a different type of E190 with the STD. So here it is right there. So Air France E190. It looks very nice. I think they also released this in 1/400. Did they release this in 1/400? Like 1/200? Yeah, they did. Oh, actually? Okay, this is interesting. So they released a model at 1/200 scale, but it has a different registration. So the first registration, excuse me. So the 1/200 registration for the E190 for Air France Hop is Foxtrot Hotel Bravo Lima November, but this one is a different registration, which is registered Foxtrot Hotel Bravo Lima Romeo. The price is $52.95, so price remains the same for the most part, but it should be a nice regional for all the French collectors. So should be very nice for if they want to make a Paris Charles de Gaulle or some other European airport that has the E190-100 STD from Air France Hop, then that should be a good model right there. Alright, so now moving on downwards, let's see what we have. Next up we should have is an Air India Express Boeing 737 MAX 8, and I think this is in the newer, yes, this is in the new livery. So as you can see, it's very nice. It's like a very nice livery. It does fit the MAX. I do like the fact that the logo, like the tail, has some various patterns, kind of like representing Indian culture, and then you got this geometric shape that looks very interesting. But yeah, this is the Air India Express 737 MAX 8. I think they revealed this like a couple of, somewhere in Q3 of 2023, along with Air India's newest livery. So that registration of the aircraft is Victor Tango Bravo X-Ray Alpha, and yeah, the price is $56.95. Wait a minute, hang on. Whoa, I guess we do have a price increase now. So apparently, a E190 now costs $52.95, which, yes, that's like, yeah. So $52.95 was for February/March. I guess they bumped it up to $56.95. So that's a $4 price increase right there. So yeah, it's how GeminiJets works. I was surprised that they didn't do it in February/March. They would usually like increase the prices in February. In like the February 2020 something releases, they would always increase the price. But I guess they're gonna do it for April 2024, which I mean, like it is what it is. I guess like all like the economy stuff really happens, so there's a reason why GeminiJets has to increase the price. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how the economy works right there. So I'm not gonna go into like further complaints about that, but it is what it is. So that's the Air India Express 737 MAX 8. Next up, we should have, wow, okay, Alaska Airlines Embraer E175. This has got to be in the Washington Huskies. Yes, it is. Wow. Okay, so we're getting our fair share of the Alaska E175 in the Washington Huskies livery. So, really excited to I think I might consider getting this. I ended up seeing this aircraft a couple of times. The first time I did see this aircraft was in Seattle-Tacoma International Airport back in December 2023. But then I would end up seeing this plane like early morning during my work shift. So, it's very fun to see this livery now and then, but other than that, that's the Embraer E175. Go Dogs, Alaska E175, University of Washington, Go Dogs livery. And yeah, I got plenty of pictures, so my picture from Seattle, so yeah, I'll just show you the picture that I got when I first saw this aircraft. So here's that picture for you. It was on a very dark day, but hey, that's what Seattle's like during the winter season, so it gets dark really quick. But other than that, I'm really fortunate to have this aircraft, capture this aircraft, of course, so I consider getting that. So that aircraft was registered November 662 Quebec X-Ray. Of course, the Quebec X-Ray fleet, is the Horizon Air operated aircraft. Alright, so now we move on. Next up we should have, okay, so now we're getting the Allegheny Heritage livery on the Airbus A321 for American Airlines. So GeminiJets still stepping up the game on releasing these American Heritage A321s. I'm not sure if NG is still gonna release them, but other than that, we got the Allegheny A321. Really nice plane right there, and yeah, a very nice retro livery on this A321. And honestly, it does look better. So you got like the navy blue cheat line, and then yeah, the gray underbelly right there, and the black nose. So this is a very nice addition to all the American collectors right there. If they want to I think GeminiJets might be completing the 4 AC-21 Heritage liveries. So that's a possibility that might happen. So that aircraft was registered November 797. So the aircraft registration is November 579 on Uniform Whiskey. And I did get to see this aircraft at SMF too. So I got a very nice landing shot of the aircraft on, I think it was somewhere in the morning is where I got this aircraft. So there's that picture on your screen right now. And yeah, lighting did turn out really good on that day. So I'm overall fortunate to also catch the Allegheny AC-21. The only livery, the retro AC-21 I need to catch is Piedmont. So that, yeah. But yeah, so $52.95 for the E175 and $56.95 for the American AC-21. Alright, so now moving on downwards. Next up, wow! Man, okay, so we're getting a fair share of a Delta 757-200. November, okay, let me look at the, is it a Gen 1 aircraft? Is it? It's a Gen 2! Oh man, wow! Okay, so, yes, exactly what I actually needed. Okay, so, alright, so we now have a Gen 2 Delta 757-200 without winglets. This aircraft in particular mainly does like the charter flights at SMS, so I would see a couple of these planes, so really fortunate that GeminiJets has knocked that out of the park. And yeah, I may consider getting this aircraft, because like I do want to represent that. I'm not sure if NG will give it a try, give it a take on releasing that, but regardless enough, here we have this aircraft right there. And yeah, so that aircraft is registered November 683 Delta Alpha. The price is $58.95. And let me see if I see that exact aircraft. I gotta take a look at all my phone. November 683 Delta Alpha. Yeah, I don't know if I seen this exact plane, but if ever I did, then a picture will appear on your screen. But yeah, there's that Delta 757 if ever I got the chance to catch it. So yeah, really nice that that GeminiJets has released a Delta 752 Gen 2 without winglets, so love to see it. Alright, so now moving on downwards. Next up we shall... Wow! Oh man! Wow! Oh, yes! Caught me off guard right there, but we have an Emirates Air Cargo McDonnell Douglas MD-83 Special Freighter. Oh man, can I see that? Oh, man. Wow. Okay, so. Whew. Alright, so. Emirates Air Cargo MD-83. I think this is one of the models I do want to like. I've been requesting from GeminiJets or have a feeling that GeminiJets would do, and there it is. The MD-80 Emirates Air Cargo right here. This is wow. This is awesome. This is like awesome. Wow, this is so cool right here. Finally, GeminiJets has made an Emirates Air Cargo McDonnell Douglas MD-83 Special Freighter. I think the last time they did an Emirates Air Cargo was that DC-6, so not sure if that's already sold out at this point, but it might be. But yes, I will be getting this because it's very special to me because like a year ago, I did get to see an Emirates Air Cargo McDonnell Douglas MD-83 at Sacramento's McClellan Airport, and I got a fantastic shot of that aircraft. Unfortunately, this is not the exact registration I saw. I saw its sister ship. Well, here's the aircraft registration, November 965 Charlie Echo. I did get to see its sister ship, November 964 Charlie Echo at Sacramento McClellan a year ago. So, really cool right here, and most likely I'll be getting this because it's an MD-80, and overall, I seen this aircraft a year ago. It was my first Mad Dog catch. I've been wanting to catch an MD-80 for a very long time, and I'm really fortunate to actually catch an Emirates Air Cargo. That is just so awesome right there. So, very nice right there, GeminiJets. Very nice. Price is $56.95, but hey, if I'm gonna get this from Panda, then it's gonna be a cheaper price. So, really fortunate for that. Alright, so now moving on, we have a FedEx 777F, FedEx Express 777F in the FedEx Panda Express livery. So here it is right there. So very nice livery. I do like the fact that the Panda is placed in front of like the aircraft's, well, close to the aircraft cockpit windows. But as you can see, the purpose of this like special scheme or special sticker is because like they want to transfer some pandas back to like mainland China. So they were like, so FedEx would use their Boeing 777F to transport these pandas back to mainland China, and I think it's the time where many of these zoos don't want pandas at their zoo exhibits anymore. I think that's probably the reason why, but it's quite unfortunate that we're not going to see any more pandas in the US zoos. But hey, for those who've seen them, then yeah, you have a memory right there. But here's the Panda Express at FedEx 777F. So that aircraft is registered November 866 Foxtrot Delta, and the price is $67.95. That's literally close to $70. Alright, let me get a sip of water real fast. Alright, and let's continue. So now we move on downwards. Next up we should have is, wow, KLM Orange Pride 777-300ER. I think this is the revised one. That's gotta be the revised one. It is the revised one. Okay, so here she is right there, the revised Orange Pride 777-300ER from KLM. So the difference is like before it was repainted or like fixed, not revised. So before that there used to be like a gradient somewhere over here, so it would fade from an orange to like a purplish color, and then it'll fade into a blue. But when they revised this livery, this part right here, so it kind of shows like the Netherlands flag, so it would extend all the way to here, and then it'll make like a swoop over there, and then yeah, that's where it ended. But yeah, but other than that, really cool that I wish NG models can release this though, but I'm glad that GeminiJets has made this. I think Phoenix models already had their take, or JC Wings, so yeah, GeminiJets going on their take of Orange Pride right there, so looking very nice. Registration of the aircraft is Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Alpha, and yeah, the price is the same as the FedEx 777F. It's close to $70, but hey, that's how it is. And let's see if there's a flaps down. And we do have a flaps down right here, so nothing too much. Now you get like $70 if you purchase this on like here. So a lot of money right there. That's $3. That's a $3 price increase right there. So it's now $70.95 for a flaps down 777 300ER. But hey, that's the economy. Not gonna go into further details about it. Alright, so those are the KLM Orange Prides. Next up we should have is Mexicana. So this is the new Mexicana Boeing 737-800. So here she is right there. So yes, so this is like the second run of Mexicana. There was a Mexicana before, kind of like around the 20th century, but unfortunately that aircraft went belly up. But many of these like Mexican aviation enthusiasts want to bring back Mexicana because it's just an iconic airline from back then. So here it is, the new Mexicana on the Boeing 737-800, and I can't believe they printed the registration so big, so I can literally see it right there. That aircraft was registered X-Ray Alpha Alpha Sierra Mike. So it's a different Mexicana livery. So you got like the cheat line, green cheat line. You don't see many like cheat lines on modern liveries, but here it is right there. And then it will extend all the way to the tail, and then you got the Mexicana logo. And I'm glad they kept the Mexicana logo right there. So very nice that the new Mexicana still has that logo. Price is pretty much the same of your typical narrow-body airplane like a 737 and an A321. Alright, so that's the Mexicana 738. Next up we should have is... Ooh, okay. United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. Please, for the love of God, if this is an Evo Blue livery, then that's gonna be awesome. Please let it be an Evo Blue livery. Yes! Yes! Nice! Nice work, GeminiJets. Wow, United MAX 9 in the Evo Blue livery. I think many collectors wanted a MAX 9 from United in this livery, and finally, I guess GeminiJets beat NG to this. They're finally releasing an Evo Blue MAX 9 in the Evo Blue livery. I think Aero Classics did this already, however, their mold isn't really as good, but the Gemini Max mold is still good, but I'll still get this. I wanted a Max 9 and Evo Blue Max 9 in my collection for a very long time, and I'm really glad why am I thinking about NG for a sec? Gemini, in this case, has finally done it. So gonna get that model. It will be a perfect addition to my United Airlines collection. So that aircraft is registered November 37. Hang on, because there's 35. So the registration of that aircraft is... My apologies, guys. I was kind of digging around some photos because I was looking at this registration. So this aircraft is registered November 37555, and I did get to see this exact aircraft at SFO back in January 2024 when I got like a beautiful departure shot of that aircraft during a nice clear evening. So here, let me put the photo back again. So once again, I did see this exact aircraft at SFO International Airport back in January this year. I got a beautiful departure shot of that aircraft. I think she was taking off on, I think it was 28, I think it was 28 left is where she took off on. So I got a beautiful departure shot on the employee parking garage at SFO. So here's that picture you're seeing right now. It's a very fantastic shot, and this was actually like my last 737 MAX 9 photo before the groundings even happened. So it was quite a memorable shot. So GeminiJets finally releasing an Evo Blue MAX 9. That is just freaking fantastic. Nice work, GeminiJets. Love this effort right here. So gonna get that model. It'll be a perfect addition to my United Airlines collection. And yeah, I'm gonna see if GeminiJets can also, what am I saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna see if NG models can also do a Evo Blue MAX 9. So yeah, but look to see this effort right here. And yeah, there's your price right there. Alright, so that's it for the one product section for April 2024. This is quite a loaded set, I will say. It's more than just like April 2023. So yeah, with 2 models. Now there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 models. So that's good for like GeminiJets releases right there. So like I think GeminiJets kind of went heavy on like all the American releases right here. You got like Alaska, American, Emirates Air Cargo, Delta, United, and FedEx. But then you got a fair share of India stuff, and then European stuff like KLM and Air France. So really like to see it. This is a much more better set Although there could be at least more varieties on various continents, but I love to see this effort right here from none other than GeminiJets. Alright, so now we move on to okay, so we have our Gemini Maxes first, so let's see what we have. Okay, so we have, well, I guess we only have one really. So it's Royal Canadian Air Force Airbus 330 AC30-200 or the CC330 Husky in the Government of Canada livery. So here it is. So that's kind of like typically, this is once again operated by the Royal Canadian Air Force. So yeah, there it is. I think this is mainly for government transport. So as you can see, it's a very nice livery overall. And yeah, nothing really to go over too much. But yeah, they also released this in 1/200 scale last month. So that aircraft is registered 330002. Price is $62.95 for that aircraft right there. Alright, so now we move on. Next up, we have our 1/200 section. So let's get started with our 1/200 lineup. So we're gonna start with Air India Airbus A350-900. Love to see this effort right here. So here she is, Airbus A350 from Air India. Once again, they delivered this aircraft. I think they're still doing some crew familiarization flights around India. So yeah, when we get to see on which international destination, what's the first international destination this Air India A350 will go to. But other than that, this is now going to be released in 1/400, not 1/400, because NG already did it in 1/400 scale. So they did beat Gemini on that one for the 1/400 section, but GeminiJets is releasing the 1/200 counterpart, so that's pretty nice right there. So here's the Air India A350-900 in their new livery. It looks very nice. I think the new livery does look nice on this A350, although it just kind of like made close to a Euro white paint scheme. So that aircraft is registered Victor Tango Juliet Romeo Hotel. The price is $178.95. That's close to $180 right there. So you better have enough money in your wallet to buy this model right here. So yeah. Alright, next model we have, okay, so we have a flaps down. So nothing really to go over, just a flaps down, but it's $186. So that's probably like a lot. That's a lot of money, I would say. So that's kind of like close to, like, I think that's an $8 price increase. So that's a lot of money. So you're gonna have, you need a lot of money in order to purchase both of these because they come at a hefty price. Many of these wide bodies come at a hefty price. So yeah. Alright, so that's the Air India A350. Next up we should have is an Alaska 737-800 and a Salmon. Oh yeah, this is the Krakpani Salmon people livery. So now they're releasing this in 1/200 scale now. So NG actually did beat Gemini on releasing a 1/200 Salmon people livery because they did announce this. I think it was a few months back, like maybe it was March, I think, or maybe it was April 2024. But NG already has their 1/200 737-800 mold already in production. So GeminiJets still, I think GeminiJets' 1/200 737-800 mold is still good, but I think I've seen some photos of the NG version. I think the NG is way better than that, but I'm not gonna complain too much. I still think that the 1/200 737-800 from GeminiJets is still a good plane right there. So yeah, there she is right there. Registration, of course, is November 559er Alpha Sierra, and this is the aircraft that previously wore the Salmon Dirty Salmon livery. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, $110.95. That is a lot of money, but if you could get this model from the Alaska Company store, then you're gonna get it at a much more cheaper price, which I would highly recommend. So yeah, if you don't want to spend too much, then if you want to just spend less, like $40 or $50 on a 1/200 model, then go for the Alaska Company store because they have some very good prices right there. Alright, so now moving on. Okay, so we have a flaps down. That's a $4 price increase. $114.95 is the total. So yeah, nothing really to go over too much right there. That aircraft is registered. Well, yeah, I just already said it already. So that's the Alaska 738 Salmon people, Krakpani. Alright, so now we move on. And now we're getting an E-175. So, this is now in the Cougars livery, Washington State University. So now this is coming in 1/200 scale. So they're releasing the Cougars livery in 1/200 while they release the Dogs livery in 1/400. So it's kind of like, I don't know how to word it. You got Big Brother and Small like big brother and small brother. Like one gets like released in 1/200, but then you got a similar livery to this, but that's in 1/400. So here is the Go Dogs E175 November 661 Quebec X-ray is the registration. I did get to see this aircraft at SeaTac as well for the first time. And yeah, it's a very nice livery. I do love the fact that both the Alaska, like the Alaska E175 and the Horizon Air Retro. What am I saying? I was more familiar with the Horizon Air Retro because that's a very nice livery. But what I meant to say is, I think both the Dogs livery and the Cougars livery is very nice. It's a nice livery for the E175, and I'm glad it's actually a full body livery. So really like to see this effort from GeminiJets and Alaska Airlines. Well, mainly in particular Alaska Airlines, but I like to see this effort of GeminiJets releasing this. So that aircraft once again is registered November 661 Quebec X-ray. I had to like say that again because of a voice crack, unfortunately. Do need a drink of water though. Alright, so now we move on. Let's see what we have next. Ooh, Lockheed C-130 Hercules from the Royal Canadian Air Force. Really nice stuff right here from GeminiJets in the 1/200 department. So you got the C-130 Hercules in 1/200 scale for the Royal Canadian Air Force. So it's a great plane, and then you can see the RCAF logo right there and ARC, and then you got the tail number of the aircraft, or just mainly like the ship number or like just the registration in this case. So the ship number or registration is 130333. And yeah, it should be a nice model for the 1/200 Canadian collectors. Alright, so now let's see what we have next. After that, what is this? Is this like, okay, so this is like it's a Canadian cargo. Yeah, this is the cargo jet Boeing 767-300F. I was kind of like curious on what special specifications it has, but it is an interactive series aircraft for the 767, and I think this is the first time Gemini is like, excuse me, they're releasing a 767-300 freighter interactive series with winglet. So I think this is the first aircraft, or this is the first model in that lineup for GeminiJets to feature that. But yeah, very nice to see, and it's another nice addition to the Canadian collectors right there. So that aircraft is registered Charlie Foxtrot Golf Sierra Juliet. And as I scroll down, and then we have a Delta Airlines Airbus A320-200. I think they released this somewhere in like November, so here it is coming in 1/200 scale. So here she is right there, looking very nice. And yeah, nice to see this effort. Now we get a Delta A320 in 1/200 scale now, so really good, great to see. And that aircraft is registered November 376 November Whiskey. And I forgot to mention of all these prices. So $107 for the C-130, $141 for the 767 Interactive, and $110 for the Delta A320. So kind of like the same price as the 737 Salmon people from Alaska. Alright, so now let's see what we have next. We have a Jet2.com Boeing 737-300. I think it's been a while since they last released the 737-300, but here she is. So yes, so here's the 737-300 Jet2.com, Jet2 737-300, and it's a very nice livery. I do like the fact that you got like this kind of like represents some form of like where the jet bridge needs to go. And then yeah, you got friendly low fares, Jet2.com, and then yeah, it's kind of like a more popular, it's like a very common airline you would see in Europe, mainly in the UK. But nice that GeminiJets has released this. So that aircraft is registered Charlie Foxtrot, the Golf Delta Foxtrot Golf, because like I was kind of mixing up between the Charlie, which is basically that's basically the Canadian registration, but then you got Golf, which is the registration in the UK. Same price as like the Delta A320 and all your narrow bodies right there, except which had it was Transavia Airbus A321neo. They did release this. Not sure when did they release this last month? I think they did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but now this is going to be released in 1/200 now. So nice to see some effort right there for all the European collectors. And yeah, it should be a nice addition if they want to get this for their collections. That aircraft is registered Foxtrot Golf November Oscar. No, okay, I need to reread this registration again. Foxtrot Golf November Echo Oscar. There we go. So same price as per usual. Nothing to complain about. And then we have a UPS 767-300EF Interactive. And there she is. So here she is, FedEx 767-300F. And yeah, nice addition. Yeah, not gonna say too much, but this should be a nice. If I were to get like I'm immediately gonna see if I could try to get a 1-200 interactive, but that's on a future plan. I'm not gonna get it right now, but maybe. I don't exactly know, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this should be a nice addition for the UPS collectors. I remember the time when I was in DFW, I would mistake UPS for FedEx because like I've seen FedEx so much at SMF that's yeah, that kind of explains it. So here's the UPS 767 interactive. November 323 uniform Papa is the registration. Alright, so now we move on, and we're actually getting a regular livery now. So wasn't expecting this. Yeah, I was not expecting Gemini to release one with open doors and release one without any interactive features. So I think I do want to see this more if Gemini were to release some interactive modes. So yeah, very nice to see right there. Same registration. Actually, no, this is actually a different registration. So they're actually doing the sister ship of this aircraft. So November 324 uniform Papa is the registration for the non-interactive series. So the interactive is 141 and the non-interactive, the interactive is 141 and the non-interactive is 128. So you better have some money for those. Alright, so now moving on, we have a WestJet Boeing 737-600. I think they did release this last month. So here she is coming in the 100 department. So yeah, it's a very nice model. Unfortunately, WestJet has retired this aircraft ever since. But other than that, it should be another nice addition for the WestJet collectors and the Canadian collectors as well. That aircraft is registered Charlie Golf Whiskey Sierra Lima. And yeah, the price is pretty much the same as all these 737s. And that's it for this release set. So yeah, that's it for this release set. So overall, this is a much more better set compared to like last year, January, like Gemini's April 2023 releases. This is a much more better set. I think I will have to do a second relax. Yeah, what am I saying? Okay, I'll go into that like later. But what I meant to say, so getting back on topic of like the GeminiJets April 2024 releases, this is a very nice release set. I absolutely love the 1-400 department. I mean, like, look at this. You got an Everett's Air Cargo MD-80. That is just superb. And then you got the United Max 9 Evo Blue. Blessing from the GeminiJets heavens right there. This is like a model many of the collectors needed. So really nice to see this amazing effort from none other than GeminiJets. And then you also got a Delta 757-200 Gen 2 without winglets. And yeah, so overall, really glad to see this amazing stuff from GeminiJets. And then you got the 1-200 departments right there. You got the Salmon People 737-800 and 1-200. And then you also got the Delta A320 and 1-200. So we're gonna see if I can try to get this one though. Just have to wait and see. But other than that, love to see this amazing stuff from GeminiJets. And for this rating, I will say I'll actually give it a good rating. So this is a much more better set. I would say I would give it like an 89%. There's kind of like a lack of Asian stuff in the 1-400 department, and also in the 1-200 as well. So it's kind of like low on Asia stuff. I wish they released more, like a fair amount of Asian models in this release set. So you kind of like, if that were the case, then I would like bump up the score higher. So they should at least, like what NG does, they would have like one continent, like have a fair share of one continent to another, and then it kind of like equal the value of releases. But I don't think like GeminiJets would do a huge release set like what NG does. But other than that, this is what I like to see from GeminiJets right there, and I'm overall proud of their efforts. Now, what I said before I gone over the April 2024 releases is this is a much more better set than Gemini's April 2023 releases, when that release set had 6 models. But I will have to do a second reaction to those releases because I now have a second opinion on that. So the first time I did that last year, I was like very too harsh. I kind of got a bit like I gave that release set a very low rating. So I do apologize everyone if I was really too crucial on that release set. But for now, I think this release set is really good, and yeah, I'm really glad that I got it. I had that score much better. So once again, that score is an 89% for Gemini's April 2024 releases. So the models I will be getting, I'll add. So the models I'll be getting is this Alaska E175 Go Dogs livery. Most likely immediately I'll be getting this Evil Blue Max 9 and possibly the Delta 757-200 Gen 2. It depends if NG does release it. Don't get me wrong, the Gemini 757 mold is good, and then the Everest Air Cargo MD-80. I think for now I'll just like probably immediately I'll just get the Max 9 Evil Blue and the Everest Air Cargo MD-80. So those are my picks right there. On my wish list, I'm kind of like debating on the Delta 757-200 Gen 2 without winglets, so that's kind of like on the debate on that. And on my wish list, this Alaska E175 Go Dogs livery. So really nice effort right here, and I'm eager to see which models. Yeah, I'm excited to hopefully pick those models up in the next couple of months. So I'm really glad to have my choice for GeminiJets April 2024 releases. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this release, and let me know in the comments below on what model you're going to be getting. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.